Hello everyone, so the topic is about managing undo data. The objectives are to explain to you about DML and undo data generation, how you can monitor and administer undo data, differences between undo data and redo data, how you can configure undo retention, guarantee undo retention, and use the undo advisor. Okay, first of all, what is undo data? So by definition, it is a copy of original pre-modified data. Okay, so imagine that every time you do some updates or issue DML statement like update, delete, and insert, there is a copy of original. There is a copy of data of what you're doing, okay, regarding the changes. So this undo data will be captured for every transaction that changes the data, and it will be retained at least until the transaction is ended. Okay, you know, transaction will end through commit or rollback command. So it is a very important piece of data that are used in order to support several operations. Okay, so those operations are, first is for you to do the rollback operations. It means you want to undo the update, you want to undo the insert, or you want to undo the delete. Secondly, undo data is used in order to ensure read consistent queries. Okay, so that piece of information will be accessed to ensure queries, the result query is consistent, and then also to support flashback operations. So in Oracle there is a flashback operations that are very useful for, especially for recovery. And undo data is also will be used for recovery from the failed transactions. So transaction can be failed if there is an abort, there is a shutdown abort, or suddenly you end the session abruptly, okay, without a normal or proper way ending the session. So at the bottom of this slide, actually, there is you can read further. Okay, you can see the extra notes at the end, at the bottom. Okay. Not this. We are at third slide. Okay, just scroll down there. Okay, you can see more explanation about this slide. So I would like to highlight here that's about read consistency. Okay, read consistent queries. Okay, what are they? The purpose is to provide results that are consistent with the data as of the time of a query started. Okay, so this is very important because if somebody is doing changes, right, on the query, on the table or data that you want to query, okay, so we don't want user to see, right, changes until that changes are committed. Okay, so we know about there is a log mechanism that we learned in the previous lecture, but there is another concept that we call as read consistent query. So for this read consistent query to succeed, the original information must still exist as the undo information. So if the original data is no longer available, okay, you receive an error called snapshot to all, which is ORA 01555. Okay, it means that this error you get when you have no undo information. It means undo information is not being retained. Okay, this kind of error that you get, so which is not good. Okay, so this error will indicate that there's some problem with your undo information that you fail to retain. Okay, right. Next is, okay, transactions and undo data. So each transaction is assigned to only one undo segment, okay, in your table space. And there is an undo table space that we learned before, right? Okay, so for every update, okay, or DML operations being issued, right, we know that the data will be kept in the buffer cache, okay, and undo all data, okay, will be kept in the undo table space inside the undo segment. Okay, and an undo segment, okay, can service more than one transaction at a time. Okay, you can imagine that for each segment, it can consist of more than one transactions, okay, at a time. Now, when you issue update operation, right, that's not the only thing that will happen. Okay, so that information also will be kept inside redo log buffer, right? So new change details, okay, will be kept physically inside the redo log files, right? So the purpose of redo and undo are different, because redo is for you to repeat the operation again, but undo is for you to roll back, okay, to do the rollback. Okay, let's see if there's additional notes there. Okay, so throughout the life of transaction, when data is changed, the original, means before the changed values, are copied into the undo segment. Okay, because in case you want to reverse the action, you still have the information inside the undo segment, right? So the original, okay, means before the change values are copied into the undo segments. So actually you can see which transactions are assigned to which undo segment by checking the $V transaction dynamic performance view. So undo segments actually inside the undo table space are actually a specialized segment design, and it's automatically rated by the instances needed in order to support transactions. Okay, like other segments, okay, undo segments are made of extents, which in turn consists of data blocks. And as they extend, or inside a block, it can automatically grow and shrink as needed. Okay, so transaction fields extend their undo segments until the transaction is completed or all space is consumed. Right, so the same way applies with other data blocks. Okay, it behaves the same thing. Right, so storing undo information. So undo information is stored inside undo segments, which are stored inside undo table space. So undo table spaces, okay, are dedicated especially to keep information, okay, for undo segments. Okay, it's not for other data, and it has special recovery consideration. Thirdly, it may be associated with only a single instance, and require that only one of them to be current writable undo table space for a given instance at any one time. It means that only one, okay, undo table space will be active, okay, inside a database. Okay, so you cannot, by having that definition, right, because it's fully specialized, highly specialized, you cannot create other segment types such as table in the table undo table space. Okay, hold on. Okay, what else? Okay, so undo segments are automatically created and only owned by sys. Okay, okay, because this is not just like a normal table space where you can store your data, your operational data inside that. Okay, because undo data is required, okay, this is the last point, to recover from failed transaction, undo table spaces can be recovered only while the instance is in the mount state. Okay, this is what it means that by what it meant by special recovery consideration here, right? So your database must be in a mount state if you want to recover undo table space. Okay, so this is a very important point. Alright, next, let's see what's the differences between undo data and redo data. Okay, so I've shown you in the previous slide here, right? There are basically two separate operations happening as soon as one issue the ML operation. Okay, undo, which is original data are stored in that statement, and there is a redo log buffer. For the statement are kept inside the redo log buffer, and then finally are physically stored inside the redo log files. Okay, so now we want to see the differences between this data, undo data and redo data. What's the differences? So undo is actually a record of how to undo a change. Means you want to go back to the original data. But redo is for you to reproduce a change. Okay, so it's an opposite role here. So undo data used for rollback, rate consistency, flashback, okay, and even recovery. Okay, and redo is rolling forward database change. You want to reproduce, you want to redo. Okay, so undo stored in the undo segment. Okay, redo are kept inside redo log files. So undo actually protects against inconsistent reads in multi-user systems. Redo is to protect against data loss. Right? It seems similar, but they serve different purpose. So undo data is needed if there is a need to undo a change, and this occurs for rate consistency, okay, and rollback. Okay, so redo data is needed if there is a need to perform changes again in case where there are loss for some reason. Okay, undo block changes are also returned to the redo log. Okay, so suppose that a power outage occurs just before committed changes have been reflected in the data files. Okay, this situation does not cause a problem, okay, because you didn't get a chance to commit. But will it be a problem? Okay, no, because transaction has been you can retain that redo information from the redo log files, but there will be no problem if you have committed that changes, right? When the system starts again, this does able to roll forward any redo records that are not yet reflected in data files at the time of outage. Okay. Next is about configuring undo retention. How you can configure undo retention? So undo retention is about you want to keep the undo information. So how can we set how long we want to keep it? Okay, so we have undo underscore retention parameter, okay, which specifies in seconds to state how long already committed undo information is to be retained. So the only time you must set this parameter is when the undo table space has the auto extend option enabled.